I like that. I like that smell. Eric D from Chez Eddie and other fantastically iconic locations in the city. Welcome to Gold Talks, and thank you for letting us into your kitchen during a time of just absolute madness. We're thrilled to be here, and we're very excited to have the dish that you're going to prepare, part of this project that we're opening up to the public with some of you guys that are working just extremely hard to keep going, to keep positive morale, to keep cooking, to keep your craft going. So welcome and thank you very much for letting us be here with you.
Thank you, my pleasure, Paul.
So one of the things is this whole idea, and the idea here is this conversation with you guys and the chefs and the owners in the restaurant businesses, how things are going. But at the same time, talking about food and some great ways to prepare some fun, easy, healthy dishes at home.
Yep.
That people can follow along with and purchase either in a grocery store or at a local market. That's not going to be too expensive and very sort of easy to prepare for themselves, their family, that kind of thing, right? So could you give us a little breakdown of what we're going to be doing here today, and then we'll get into some other conversation really about how we're all getting along during this pretty cuckoo time. Yeah?
It's pretty simple. We're going to cook a little pasta, like fettuccine with roasted parsnip, a little bit of anchovy to give it a little kick, capers, lemon, cheese, a little butter to bind the whole sauce, the water, the pasta water cooking to bind everything, and maybe a little splash of roasted pecans.
Amazing. To
give a little protein in the
Fantastic. That sounds delicious, first of all. And second of all, obviously, these are all items, as you just mentioned, that can totally be purchased just about anywhere, right?
Easily.
Okay. Perfect.
And it's parsnip, it's a really good vegetable harvest here in Quebec and can rest for a year long. So it's pretty simple. A lot of sugar, a lot of perfume, but gonna gives us a little oomph.
Little oomph.
Yeah.
All right, it's amazing. So let's get going. Let's get started.
Okay.
And then at the same time, I wanted to ask you for stuff like the parsnip and other vegetables. Are you buying local? Are you working with local suppliers? When you're in operation, I mean, I know exactly. That's the sort of.
The thing is we're in Quebec, so the season of harvest are pretty small. So we try the most to grab the most vegetables and meat from here. Mm-hmm. So that way we support our local growers.
Yeah.
And in the season like September, August, we buy a lot of vegetables, do canning so we can serve them in the winter.
During the during the sort of the more off times.
Yeah, that's it.
So the parsnip you're doing it in chunks like that?
I'm gonna do little cubes.
Yeah.
First step, nice slices.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roast them. Let's take a bigger one. It's easy for us. So I cut a little even part so it's stable on the cutting board.
Very smart. Because that's every time I try and cut a carrot, I don't ever think about it, and the thing goes flying all over, and I'm chopping away, and then
carrot could be dangerous to cut.
It's a dangerous thing, dude.
Yeah.
The carrot's a dangerous thing. People don't realize. I also shouldn't be cooking, so that's the other part of that whole thing. So that's amazing. Okay, so you cut these up, and then you make some nice strips, and then you do cubes.
Little cubes.
Amazing.
Sorry.
And then that's what's going to be sautéed for whatever the amount of time is to
Yeah, we'll do it together with a little bit of olive oil, salt, so we get a nice caramelization.
Yeah. During this whole time that you've been sort of in operation as best as can be in the conditions that they've been in, like, have you been communicating with your customers? Have you been communicating with the sort of the organization, just everybody out there in the community that's been taking, that used to support you when you were open, but are now supporting you with takeaway and other initiatives?
We actually stopped our takeaway from TAVERNE ATLANTIC because it was not busy enough to keep the wheel running and make it, I don't want to say worth it, but
it was hard. It's a hard stretch to be open the hours to sort of make it all accumulate dollar-wise to the product and not lose waste and have somebody here.
And the small the small amount of marbles we have in our bag, we should keep it for the reopening. I don't know when, summer, spring.
Sure.
Because I think the reopening will be like opening a new restaurant that doesn't exist. Build a new team, maybe a part of the old team will be part of the reopening and do new prep, and I think it's gonna take a little bit of an investment in money and time to reopen.
Yeah.
And client supports it, like you asked, clients support us by sending us messages saying that we're missing you guys, we're thrilled to come back and having a little drink with you staff. And
okay, so now you have all these beautiful cubes.
can I ask you, there's a little squeeze bottle on the side of the fridge there with olive oil?
Olive oil, look
yes.
at me, look at this.
Thank you.
I'm chefing. Beautiful. Love it. So
cover.
Nice amount of olive oil.
Cover the bottom of the pot, the pan, sorry.
Yep.
During that time, we can strain the capers.
Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna use anchovies.
Right.
All the products we're using, like parsnip, you can use carrots if you want, beets, yellow beets, red beets, could be celeriac.
Okay.
And if you don't like anchovies, you can just leave it out.
Right. So then that thing with a root vegetable or just something that has that sort of texture, right?
Texture, the sweet from those roots vegetables and the earthy taste.
Right.
That we like in the winter.
Now, when you're doing them up in the olive oil, they're caramelized a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So
all the water's gonna run out.
Yeah.
And the surface will be caramelized because the sugar of the vegetable. Yeah.
Perfect. Very nice.
Our water
now
is boiling.
Now the portion of food here that you're doing, this would be good for a family of 4.
Three, four.
Yeah.
Like small portion. The boxes dry pasta are around a pound, 500 grams. That's a lot of pasta for 4 people. I find myself.
Yeah.
So that's why here we have like 250, 300 grams of pasta for 4 people.
And again, and then why you're doing that is because you don't need as much pasta, but you have a nice sauce that sort of
that's it.
That's where you're getting filled in with that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Have you kept close in touch with the crew? Because you're going to need to put a reinvestment, right, in your business. You're going to need to buy product. You're going to get people back on staff. You're going to reignite all the contracts that you have with different, outside sources that sort of keep the full ecosystem running.
Let's say every 2 weeks, I talk to my suppliers. Just,
hey, how are you? We're waiting
what's
any
up?
day
Are
now.
you still alive? Or are your business still alive? Not the people, the people, but
not the
business.
Yeah.
And same thing with the staff. I'll have on a messenger, I have groups of each team, of each places. And I send them and said, hey guys, how are you those days? Who's in for long-term, short-term, part-time, full-time? So people answer me, oh, sorry, I start school, or
new job.
I find a new job closest to my place. I live in Dorval, so I find a place closest to my, fine. I can.
What can you expect? Yeah.
I lost good key players, but at the same time, it's life, and we have to deal with it.
Because again, the industry itself has gone through this major sort of upheaval. I don't think there's one location or one person that we spoke to that hasn't experienced sort of a major staff change in the fact that it's almost a year now.
Yeah.
By the time this show actually comes up, this little segment comes out, it'll be past that year. There is no way people could just sit around and wait. And so many people went on unemployment. So many people, just changed their life. It's a fresh start. I don't want to say a fresh start because that sounds. It's more of a reopening. It's a restart.
Yeah.
New staff, new ways of thinking, new just.
And I'm just running through our menus and say, okay, when we're gonna open back, are we gonna supply all the menu we used to have like a year ago?
I don't know.
I don't want to put everything we have as is a year ago by guessing, distancing, less clients in the space. I don't know.
Yeah, because even when the things open back up, we're all very clear that it's not going to be business as usual.
No.
It'll probably be back to like when the pandemic was sort of at its beginning before the 15th waves. You know what I mean? No, but you know what I mean? Like it's probably going to be the 2-meter rule, that sort of 50-50, half your restaurants is movable, and is able to sort of operate, and the other half no go. So how long now is this saute go for? It's a personal preference?
In cooking, a lot of people asking how long you put this in the oven, how long you cook your steak. A lot of factor depends on how long you cook a steak, depending on the thickness, the pan.
The heat, everything.
Yeah. Here, it depends on how much water it is in the vegetables. I just want, if you can see, there's already cubes that roasting.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this roasting. The trick is, don't shake it too much. You just want the cube to sit at the bottom of the pan and evaporate all the water, so that after evaporating that water, it's browning. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well caramelized. Gonna stop this for now. We're gonna drop the pasta.
So now this again, you're using a fettuccine and you're using one of those box sort of the fresh one that somebody can buy, but any pasta will go with the
Any
sauce.
pasta.
Anything.
Short, long, homemade, fresh, dried.
Okay.
Those are dried with eggs in. So let's drop those. First, I forgot.
Now
Solid
some people, just out of curiosity, some people boil and do olive oil with the pasta. Any difference?
I'm not a big fan of putting olive oil on water, because
It just
when I'm
rises to
gonna,
the top and it
the pasta is gonna be covered in olive oil, because when you pull it out,
Yeah,
so your sauce won't stick to the pasta.
gotcha.
3-4 minutes.
Yep.
Here, we're stop this. We're gonna chop a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
I don't put the garlic at the beginning, because
It cooks too fast?
and
or-
it will be burnt once the parsnips roasted, well roasted.
Okay.
So, chop garlic.
Nice, fine. Beautiful.
Anchovy, let's say 2 fillet.
Okay. And again, like you said, if you don't like anchovies, no
Nope.
thanks. All good.
No problem.
Yeah. So something I wanted to touch on with you is that you had brought up when you had spoken about your crew and the different crews that you're sort of talking to 24 hours a day. It's day and night.
You see them more than your
own
family. Yeah.
Right. This is an ongoing. That's not new, right? Like this
No.
isn't. That's very clear. So, are you checking in also on their mental health?
It depends on each
Individual.
individual, because some are open to talk. Some, it's my boss, I don't want to give them those info. Others come stop by at Henrietta, have a little coffee, a little beer, and I think I helped them by just talking. And what's up? What's happening with you?
Right.
Are you okay? Wanna?
Yeah. Okay, so anchovies in, garlic's in.
Yeah. We'll tossing. Check on pasta. Another minute. Will be good. Can put a little nut of butter in there,
Okay.
just to melt it off. Can smell the anchovy, I guess.
Yeah.
You like anchovies?
Love anchovies. Love it.
So we
But
have,
it's a particular taste for a lot of people.
yeah, it's
Man, you got to be in
we
the
don't
fish.
have that term in French, but it's fishy.
It's real. It's like people that love cheese or can't handle a blue cheese. You know, like it's real
Yeah,
cheesy.
you're in or you're not.
That's it. You're in or you're not. You're totally in or you're not. So are there some best practices, what I'm trying to say, that you're going to keep with you moving forward? Different
sure.
product buys, the whole thing.
More local, the local thing when the government said, okay, use local, buy local. I'm trying right now to, when we reopen, work on a menu to be self-sufficient and be more local.
Yeah.
Like we don't used to make the pasta, the dough for the pizza at Atlantic. During that pandemic, I did tests.
Yeah.
So when we open, we'll do our own dough.
Your own dough.
Yeah.
Huge.
Even the pepperoni, we're working on a pepperoni.
Curing your stuff yourself.
Yeah.
It's also for the customer too. They must love that. Okay, so pasta out of the water and right into
In the
the
pan.
sauce. Okay, what do you say?
Always pasta in the sauce. Never sauce in the pasta.
I love that. I love that. That's the trick, man. That's the top secret pasta, right?
Yeah, because
Come on. Well, because some people are always talking about how important it is not to lose all the water. Some of the water is important, right?
yeah, you'll see. I'll put some water in the pan. But there's a little bit of water on the.
The pasta, the noodle itself.
Yeah.
And then you still take some of that because you want to keep some of that, right? Got it. For the thickening of the sauce, right?
That's it.
Okay.
And that water will finish the cooking of the vegetables and the pasta.
Yeah.
So we'll just bubbling a little bit of the liquid.
Yeah.
A little bit more capers.
Perfect.
After that, we'll add a little parsley,
Okay.
cheese.
Yeah.
I use pecorino.
Okay.
Could be manchego. Could be parmesan.
Again,
Reggiano.
it's up to the
That's
whatever
it.
you're up to.
Yep.
Very nice. I like the flip, man. I like the flip. You've been doing this a very long time. You've been in the industry for a long time. Is this something you learned from other chefs? Is there something you learned on travels? Is this just something you came up with? Again, simple, but to the point. But again, there's always an origin story to dish.
There's no specific origin, but it's a pasta we used to make at Balsam, Balsamin, just next to Dominion.
Yeah.
That closed forever because of the pandemic. And I would just do a little pasta in remembering of
In reminder of
Balsamin. It's pretty tough to do a nice spaghetti tomato sauce in a restaurant and it tastes the same thing for years.
right.
That's the toughest part.
Sure.
Than creating a dish for 1 day or 1 week.
Right.
You do it for a week. Boom.
Sure. You make the portions, whatever. So another question is the sauce that you had shown us, the ingredients that we did.
Yep.
If somebody wants to prepare, like they got a family, they got a lot going on, can they do the sauce? I know you said put the pasta in with the water,
Yep.
but could they have done the sauce, kept the pasta on the side, and frozen a portion of that sauce and then brought
Totally.
it back out during the week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like in that particular case, you'd put the noodle aside, you'd still use the water from the cooking to finish off the sauce like as you've shown us, and then they could freeze it and then pull it out during the week, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, again, we're learning and you're learning during this time is if you're going to take the time to prepare the item and a little bit of fresh food, that you want to try and make some extra so you can
for
pull
sure,
it out
to
during
save
the
time.
week to
Yeah,
save
for
time.
sure.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
otherwise, dude, it's next level, right?
A little trick when you do your sauce with the vegetables and the capers and the anchovies.
Yeah.
If you have a little bottom of white wine, just deglaze a bit.
Yeah.
Keep reduced by half. Put it in your containers and then freeze it. So you have a little bit of liquid to bind your pasta when you got.
Can you use if you're not using wine? Is there something else you
Water.
can use? Just water.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the liquid that
Not
to
even
help.
apple juice, let's say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for the sweetness factor.
Yeah, with the parsnip, it's good. Apple and parsnip tastes
good.
good.
Very cool. Is there something that you're hoping when things get reopened that you see from the public that will sort of surprise you? Like, are you hoping everybody's going to come back at full force? You think people are going to be nervous about it? You think, like what's your pulse? What do you feel is going to happen moving forward?
I think people are going to be thrilled to go back in places like bars and restaurants and terrace and for sure there will be specific protocols because
Of course.
we didn't get rid of that virus yet.
Yeah.
So people will be happy. We're waiting. We're thrilled to get clients and please them and
Be back in that situation.
Yeah, because
Sure.
it's
in your DNA.
yeah, that's it. We're
Gotcha.
missing that.
So that's amazing. So now we've added in the ground pepper.
Ground pepper, a little bit of lemon juice,
Right, some
give it a
of the
little
cheese.
kick. Chop parsley. Don't chop your parsley too thin
Okay.
because it won't stick. It's gonna stick in between your teeth.
Amazing. Looks fantastic.
Here you go.
All right. And it looks like we're ready to eat this thing, huh?
Yeah. And put this in
Okay,
the plate.
let's get this in a plate and try it. Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. Amazing. This looks fantastic. I
Thank you.
can't wait to try it. I got to ask you, what's going on here?
Just a pizza stand.
A pizza stand.
Because Taverne Atlantic, we do pizza
Okay.
and small tavern table, pints,
Yeah.
your phone, you don't
Just
have
enough.
room?
Just enough room.
you don't have room for a pizza, you put a 12-inch pizza, you're
done.
You're done. So we create a stand to put
Look at this
your
here.
pizza on it.
The Frisbee, amazing. Yeah. This is fantastic. People can eat and grab some stuff like this. You're good to go. All right, so we gotta try this thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Again, good luck with everything. We can't wait to get open. The restaurants can't wait to get open. Public can't wait to get involved. Like people are going totally crazy, right?
For sure, people are thrilled.
Vegetarian. And again, if you don't want the fish in there, you don't have to put it. If you want to go vegan, you don't have to use the cheese. So you're, right?
Good trick for cheese. Nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
Instead of the cheese.
Yeah.
Gives the same feeling.
That same texture.
Of MSG kind of.
Right. That
grows on you. And, yeah.
There's also, I've seen some stuff with like cashews, like crushed up, like they create the same thing. Dude,
this one I finish it with a few pecans.
Right.
Rubbed with cumin and smoked paprika.
And so with those pecans, you had just taken them, you had put on some of that shake, and then you baked them in the oven?
My trick is you take your nuts, you're roasted, and then after that, once they're cooled, you just take a egg white, little froth, throw your pecans in, toss them, then you put whatever spices you want. Smoked paprika,
and that's
cumin,
how you're
salt,
getting
sugar.
the stickiness.
Yeah, and after that, you put it back in the oven for 5 minutes. So the yolk, not the yolks, but the whites cooks.
Yeah.
Give it a little crunch on the nuts.
And it's good and healthy and safe, and it's got everything. Dude, man, thank you so much for talking with us. We can't wait for your staff to get back into it, and everybody stays healthy and safe. And man, we'll get open as soon as possible. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.